Charlie Neiman. I am the owner and soul walker of Downtown Dog, the premier dog walking service in San Francisco. Our top priority is safety. Safety is number one, and then everything else is second to that. Fun, socialization, and exercise. I grew up in Taos, New Mexico, in a rural part of New Mexico, with as an only child with a single mother and 2 dogs. So I spent a lot of time with my dogs growing up. Probably spent more time with dogs than kids in my early childhood. I think one of the things that I do better than a lot of other dog walkers is, one, I'm really aware of body language. I think my familiarity with dog body language is one of the key factors to keeping my dog safe at all times. I'm able to prevent a situation before it happens. If I see 2 dogs greeting each other and it looks a little tense, or they're displaying certain body language that may lead up to a confrontation, I'm able to stop that before that happens. One thing that I think sets us apart from the rest of the dog walking companies in San Francisco is that each dog is equipped with a GPS tracker. I'm the only dog walker and the only dog walking business in San Francisco that actually equips each dog with an individual GPS tracker. A lot of dog walking businesses advertise GPS tracked walks, but what they're really doing is tracking their phone, or tracking the walk through their phone. The main reason I decided to invest in GPS trackers for all my dogs is because the amount of dogs that I see lost on a pretty frequent basis from other off-leash dog walking companies. One thing that I feel that sets Downtown Dog apart from the rest is we're always going above and beyond to try and pinpoint certain safety concerns that we could possibly prevent or reduce. Another thing that Downtown Dog does to ensure that your dog is as safe as possible while in their care is that we utilize our own collars. It's a special escape-proof collar called a martingale collar. The reason I began utilizing martingale collars is because when I worked for another dog walking business, I'd come to dogs' homes and they'd have no collar, or the collar would be loose. They could easily slip out of it, and these are all things that could potentially lead to a safety issue. Another aspect of safety is transportation. Of course, we're transporting your dog from your home to the park in a safe manner, and they need to be secured properly. We don't ride around with our windows open so the dogs could jump out. They're not free range, jumping up in my front seat, distracting me while I'm driving. They're secured in the back. One other small issue that you might not think of is that I prefer to use a vehicle where I'm in the same space as the dog. What I mean by that is I don't drive around in a truck where they're in a completely separate space where things could get out of hand and I would have zero control. With them in at least the same space as me, I have voice control over my dogs, and I'm completely aware of what's going on in the back of my car at all times. Downtown Dog specializes in off-leash dog walking opposed to on-leash dog walking. The benefits of off-leash dog walking far outweigh the risks. We specialize in off-leash dog walking where your dog gets the opportunity to work on its social skills on a daily basis, gets an outlet to exercise and run around with its friends, and the freedom to sniff and check out whatever they want and explore rather than being restrained by a leash. This offers multiple benefits. One of the main ones is socialization, which is key, especially owning a dog in the city. The biggest part of training training your dog in the city is socialization. And what I mean by socialization is basically being comfortable with all the different stimuli that the city has to offer, all the different sounds, smells, people, different things that your dog will inevitably have to face. One of the big benefits of off-leash walking is the training that comes along with it. It's a great environment for learning how to be an urban dog. basically basic manners, not jumping up on random strangers, not running off, not being aggressive, knowing how to, meet and greet unfamiliar dogs. I can liken it to sending your kid to the top school, because it's all about the environment, right? Around what your peers are like, what you learn from your peers, what you learn from your instructor, all those kind of things. You want the best of the best. You need a good environment for them to flourish into becoming a good, well-behaved, well-adjusted city dog. With off-leash walking, the environment is absolutely key. I see so many dog walking companies and dog walkers that don't carefully select where they walk their dogs, taking into consideration safety is number one. I mean, that is the number one thing that defines Downtown Dog is safety. Where I walk, we're not going to a city park where you're going to be surrounded by streets on all sides, where your dog could potentially run into a street and get hit by a car. We're in the Presidio, but we're also in a somewhat confined area where we have a wall and a fence on one side. They can't just run anywhere. They can't run into a street. And we're also not in the middle of the Presidio where there are, other risks such as coyotes and other wildlife that, could be potential risks to the pack. Another thing that sets Downtown Dog apart from a lot of other dog walking businesses and dog walkers in the city, a lot of other dog walking businesses, they come within a 2-hour window, or it could be even bigger than that. We come within, roughly about a 20-minute window, usually even smaller than that. And this is absolutely crucial for building some stability and consistency and routine for your dog. So for example, if a dog usually gets picked up at 1 o'clock, and then one day they get picked up at 2 o'clock, and then one day they get picked up at 11 o'clock, and one day they get picked up at 3 o'clock, they're going to be stressed out on all those days that are, they're waiting there longer than they're used to. And as you know, that's one of the main things as a city dog owner is basically trying to reduce that separation anxiety that dogs experience while they're at home alone while you're at work. One thing that you may not know is that a lot of these larger, well-established dog walking businesses, the actual person walking your dog, the dog walker walking your dog, does not have that same experience. They might have a month or 2 or 0 experience. Whereas with Downtown Dog, I have that experience. I am the one walking your dog. I am the one with that expertise. And that's the most important part. A lot of my clients' dogs have actually improved more with me just going on daily walks with me than they have with a private trainer. I have multiple dogs that have had behavioral issues that they couldn't work out with a private trainer or a behavioral specialist, and they really saw no results when they worked with those people. However, after coming out with me and my pack, we were able to eradicate all those issues simply by just having the dog come out in group every day and working on basic obedience training. I mean, it's basically just about encouraging good behavior and discouraging unwanted behavior. Nothing more than that. It's simple. Dogs they're inclined, they're people pleasers. They want to please you. If they know what you want of them, then they will do it. I can confidently say in all my years of doing this that I feel that I am the best. We have nothing but 5-star reviews across the board. And I think that's because I take this seriously more than most and treat every dog like it's my own. I hope this was informative. Thanks again for listening. Again, this is Charlie Neiman from Downtown Dog. If you're interested, please feel free to reach out to me and we can get a meet and greet set up. Hope to see you out on the trail.
Peace.